Greetings yet again. Off on a quick grocery run, and I'm embarrassed to say I can't remember what I ordered. I know pickles were on the list, and some nice Hawaiian rolls. They're so yummy. King's something, I forget the brand name, but they're so delicious. Yeah, so off on a grocery run. Yay! This is my last day of work for Universal Studios Orlando. Sad to see this contract go. It was a lot of fun, met a lot of really good people, got to work with some really cool technology, and back when we were still working in person at the office, for my first month at least, I had to walk under a roller coaster to get to my office. I mean, how cool is that? You'll never get to say that about another job. So I'm gonna miss it. They're really good people. They took good care of me, and with a very few exceptions, they didn't ever do anything to make me feel like a second-class citizen because I was a contractor, and I really appreciate that. So it was, they didn't have to do that, but they went out of their way to make sure I felt like I was, one of the family, and those simple gestures like that mean a lot. So yeah, my eternal gratitude to the folks at Universal Studios Orlando, great people, and I hope things turn around as far as stupid Mandarin Malady rather, shutting everything down. I hope that gets reversed. I hope people start opening up and they can get park attendance back up where it needs to be. Because seeing people get laid off is no fun. And yeah. So, right, I start a new job on Monday. I want to thank my employer too, my actual contracting company, Tech Systems. They did a really bang-up job taking care of me. Their health insurance benefit is terrible. They have two very questionable health insurance options. They don't pay for any of it, so you have to pay 100%, and they're terrible. But that's not really in the locals' control here in Orlando. And they probably figured that as contractors, you're getting paid more than you would as a salaried employee, so you can afford to go get your own health insurance. And I'm on my wife's health insurance plan, and she's with a hospital, so that's really good shit. So right, anyway, so that doesn't matter, but they did a really good job first getting me placed at Universal for one thing, and then early October they called me up and said, hey, your contract's up in 60 days, so brush up your resume and get it over to us. We're going to start hunting for new work for you. 2 months in advance they started looking for new work, and they ended up finding me this full-time position, which I interviewed for, did 3 interviews total with them, got to meet I think pretty much everybody on the engineering team, and spoke with the company director. So that was pretty awesome, and obviously did well because they offered me the job. And it's just cool that Tech Systems was willing to. I'm sure they got a finder's fee. There's no question there, but it's kind of neat that they're willing to find one of their employees full-time work, because they're gonna lose that revenue from me working as a contractor for them, because that's how that whole thing works. When you work contract for a company, they get the company you're working for, the client, they're paying more than you're getting to the contracting company. So that's how they get their money. They pay you, they pay me what was an absurdly high pay rate, and then they get above and beyond that. So yeah, I don't even want to think about how much money they made on me this year. But they did right. They stood by me and they found me a new job, and I'm very grateful to them for that. So, yeah, equipment has been showing up all week from the new company. We're all working remote for now, and there's talk of returning to the office in January. But I don't know. There's plenty of talk that Wu flu is still causing people testing positive. The numbers are still going up. So who knows? They may keep things locked down even longer, which is ridiculous. We're coming up on a year now. It's been like 9 months since we started locking down because of this stupid flu. And I don't know, man. If we get to a year like this, it's going to be devastating to the world economy. There's just no getting around that. But, yeah. So we may go back to the office in January, and I'll get to meet all these fine folks in person. And otherwise, this will just keep working from home. But yeah, they sent a brand new laptop, still in the shrink wrap, brand new, and it's a MacBook Pro. So they didn't spare any expense. It's the current model that's not based on their new ARM CPU, which is apparently getting butchered in performance tests anyway. So yeah, it's an Intel Mac, i7 something, 16 gigs of memory, 256 gig SSD, 13-inch screen, and they sent me a Magic Keyboard and a Magic Mouse 2, and 2 big-ass 27-inch Dell displays, a docking station. It's all brand new stuff, so these people are going nuts on the equipment. They take good care of their people. I'm really excited about all that. And yeah, it does mean I got to use a Mac, but whatever. It's just free BSD under the hood with a bunch of Apple schizophrenia piled on top. I think the biggest thing to get used to is it's more locked down, and they put all the file system is arranged really strangely on Mac OS. It instead of stuff like user and var and bin and lib and home, it's stuff like /application /blah /foo, and then for libraries it's /libraries /whatever toolkit /blah, and it's a little bit absurd. But it's just something to get used to. I don't really care. I understand there's a thing called Homebrew that allows you to install good software onto it in a kind of non-hacky way, so that should work out fine. But yeah, it's exciting. I'm going to be starting a whole new thing. Get Nancy. So what else is going on? Oh, of course this stupid light turns red, you bastard. Trying to think, there was something else I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, so I posted that. It's already gone live, so hopefully at least one person has seen it. I don't know. I've got like almost 4,000 subscribers, and I get maybe 20, 30 views on each video. I don't really care. I'm just hoping somebody in the know actually sees that previous video I posted about how to simultaneously record and live stream from an Android camera with Twitch chat overlay on the, at least on the stream. It's surprisingly hard to find an app that can do that. I'm really surprised that nobody has done that. But I have kind of a hacky solution that works, except for Twitch chat, which I'm trying to work on. Trying to get that going. And if I can make it work, I'll use that. And if not, I'm going to have to try to find another app that can just do a Twitch chat overlay on top of whatever is being displayed on the phone, no matter what app is running. That'll be a fun trick. I don't know if anything like that exists. It's technically possible, because the Capture app that I'm using is able to do that. It's able to put overlays on things no matter what app is running. Even full screen stuff, like, say, the camera app. But anyway, I'll get that worked out. I just threw that other video out to see if anybody has any suggestions or knows of an app that can actually do the job. But I'm tantalizingly close to getting that working. That's going to be fun, because I want to stream that the Night of Destruction. It is so fun. You have no idea how fun that shit is. Just old beat-up cars smashing the hell out of each other, going fast and doing stupid things. So much fun. I mean, you know you're in for something good when they've got, like, multiple forklifts on hand to start dragging away car carcasses. And, yeah, so I really want people to be able to see it, and I'd love to experience it live with a bunch of with my viewers. So if I can possibly manage it, I will do it. And yeah. Ah, hell, I'll just take this last spot. Car hole number 6. The struggle to turn a power steering wheel. And doop. We have arrived. Now. Nope, wrong thing. Are you there? Not yet. Actually, be right back. Okay, I am back. That is the one thing that irritates me about the camera app on this Note 10 Plus. It will not, at least that I've been able to make it work, it won't record if you switch. It stops recording if you switch to a different app, full screen. Or just any other app anyway. It just stops recording. And I don't know how to make it not do that. I understand why they do it, but it's something I wish I could turn off. Because, you know, they don't want you to start it recording and then forget you've done it, then switch to some other app and start texting some, you know, random hottie, start jerking off or something, and your camera's recording all of it for posterity. So I'm sure that's why they do it, but it'd be nice to be able to turn that off. Because, you know, I want to record that for posterity. I'm kidding. But there's yeah, the other thing going on in my life. This was something I was starting to deal with right when the Mandarin malady started shutting things down. I was getting dental work done because, you know, my teeth suck. At least this one does. That one's in bad shape. They got to pull it and put a crown on it. Basically just put in a false tooth because it's bad. It's dead and they have to take it out. And I also need a root canal apparently, and then a bunch of cavities. And then the big one is, oh, hang on. All right, I'm back. So yeah, my teeth are kind of in danger, I guess. One has to come out. There's at least one root canal needed, and I'm not looking forward to either of those. But the big one, I don't recognize that number. Go away. Right. The big thing that's needed, I've got periodontitis, which is an advanced form of gingivitis. And that means my gums are in bad shape. They are permanently infected and slowly dying, and that erodes both the gum and the tooth bed and the bones in the tooth, the bones of the teeth. So if I don't get it treated, eventually all my teeth will fall out. So that's no good. And it probably doesn't make my breath very pleasant either. That's actually not been a real problem, but it's something that could come up and could happen. So I'm scared to death of dentists, and probably because my gums are injured and damaged, very sensitive to pain there. And so I've really been dreading getting that work actually done. And the fix for periodontitis as bad as mine is surgery. They have to, they basically have to go in, slice open the gum, peel it back, dig out all the infected and dead tissue, deep clean the teeth, pretty much down to the root, and then fill it back in with a growth agent to stimulate healthy tissue regeneration. And in about 80% of cases where they do this procedure, your teeth actually, the bone actually grows back. It really does regenerate. And so it makes your teeth healthy again. And there's like a 4 to 6 week recovery period, and there's a lot of pain because, I mean, they're slicing your gum tissue open, and that's not, hate that shit. So there's, I found a couple days ago, there is actually an alternative procedure that is, it's been around, I think, since 1998, something like that. And initially they didn't really, like the powers that be didn't vouch for it, or wouldn't say that, hey, that works. But now it's become an accepted treatment for periodontitis. It uses laser instead of scalpel and suture, and apparently it's got an even higher success rate for treating periodontitis, and has a better recovery. You recover within a couple weeks. There's little to no pain during or after the procedure because they don't cut anything, and it has a better chance of regenerating missing or dead tissue and missing bone. So it's got a really good success rate, and it's even more successful than the traditional slice and dice. So there's no stitches, there's no scalpels, there's little to no pain. Recovery is much faster, and the prognosis is better for this treatment. It's called LANAP, L-A-N-A-P. And it's some acronym that I can't possibly remember. I know the L stands for laser. Laser amazing, nasty ass procedure. I don't know, or nifty ass procedure, something like that. No, it's got some fancy medical term. The downside is I don't think it might be covered. I could be wrong. It is just, I think it's considered a, I don't know if the insurance companies think it's a luxury thing or not. It is an alternative treatment, not just not a what is it? I don't think it's a, what's the fucking word? They use it for plastic surgery. It's not voluntary. It's elective. I don't think it's elective. I think your doctor can your dentist can straight up say, yeah, you need this instead of regular surgery. So my insurance might actually cover it. Not every dentist does this procedure. They have to be trained for like a year on how to do it. And yeah, so there's a few providers in Orlando that do it, and I don't know if my dental insurance plan will work with them. And if they don't, I know they still do out-of-network coverage of some kind. There's just deductibles, and the benefit isn't as high. But dental insurance is kind of a joke anyway. It's really like just a discount club. Because even though you make a monthly payment to this so-called insurance, you still end up footing half the bill anyway. And I mean, like, they gave me an estimate for all this oral treatment they needed to do at my current dentist, including the surgery, and it was like $6,000, and that's with insurance. So, you know, I've heard that LANAP is like $350 per tooth, and I've got a lot of teeth in here, and they probably all need it. So, you know, I'm probably looking at $6 or $7 grand easily for the procedure anyway. And that's if I go to a regular dentist. So why bother if I can pay $7 grand and get a much less invasive procedure that's going to end up doing better for me? Why, I'd be an idiot not to do that. And you know, thankfully I can actually afford it. Now I'm kind of curious how how dentists do their job right now. Because you can't wear a mask if you're getting dental stuff done, because they need to get in your mouth. I know the dentist, of course, wears a mask. Everybody does. But I just think that's funny. Oh, you got to wear a mask into the building. And it's like, well, I got to take it off once I'm in the chair. So, it's just silly. But yeah, so that's the other big thing going on in Wolfie Land. And I don't care how simple and easy that procedure looks, it still scares the shit out of me. Because they use the laser to go in, and it basically cooks off the dead gum tissue and loosens and immediately kills all the bacteria that's living in there. And that's part of why it's a more effective treatment, because it doesn't just let them in to clean the tooth. It actually kills what's biologically happening to destroy the tooth. So yeah, it gets rid of all that dead tissue, and they just scrape it out. Then they go in. It also loosens up the gunk. They call it calculus or calculi on the tooth, so they can go in with an ultrasonic tool and just scrape the tooth off while they're in there. And then they go back in with the laser one more time. And there's something about the special wavelength they use that makes it not hurt teeth or living tissue, except to, just trigger it. They intentionally provoke a little bit of bleeding, so that you get a blood clot that seals up the wound, so that it encourages faster healing and regeneration. And it looks really cool. I've actually seen video of the procedure being done, not just the fancy computer generated one that they did, that the company does, but I actually saw a dentist recording a video of the procedure actually taking place. And I compared that to video of the surgery where they cut the gum and pull it back. The Lanep thing looks so much better. In fact, the only time you bleed is when they deliberately make you bleed, just so that you get a good seal and a clot to seal up the whole thing and let it heal. That's incredible. Because there was a shit ton of blood with the regular surgery version. That scared the shit out of me. It was actually the Lanep procedure was the first dental video that didn't make me wince. Because it's funny, I can watch pretty much any kind of gore or violence on any kind of TV. I mean, I've even seen videos of like the Mexican cartels being complete assholes and slicing people up, and it's disturbing stuff to watch, but I can take it. But, in any movie, like, it's always been my weakness, in any horror movie, where something happens to somebody, they get caught, or they're being tortured by the bad guy, and they go for like a pair of pliers and they start working on the teeth. Ugh. That's the one thing I actually have to look away from. I cannot take it. And yeah, this Lanep procedure was the first time I've been able to watch somebody getting their gums, dug into and really deep, and didn't wince. It actually looked legitimately good. And like the patient wasn't stressed. They didn't show his face. They showed like his lips and gums, of course. But you can tell a lot how a person's feeling by how their lips move. And the guy looked totally chill and relaxed. There wasn't a bit of fight in him. There was the procedure went super smooth and fast. It didn't take very long. And so it's got my optimism up that I can, once things start to open back up here again next year, I can go get that done. And then my teeth will be in better shape. Get this stupid nasty one pulled and get a crown put in, get the root canal done, and get my gums taken care of and avoid nasty surgery. So, yeah, here's hoping that works out. You'll find me, I'm sure I'll do videos whining about that when I'm done. There's this other thing they can do if I end up having to go the old way of doing surgery. There's also a thing called IV sedation, where they, they do it in a dentist's office, and they don't put you to sleep. They just give you drugs that make you really happy and loopy, so you're drowsy, but still awake, so you can cooperate and follow instructions and that sort of thing. but it also gives you amnesia. So you don't remember a thing. So you're conscious for it, but the way patients have described it in testimonials is, they put in the IV in your hand, and they tell you they're going to start pushing the stuff, and then you feel drowsy, and the next thing you know, you're in recovery, and you don't remember a thing. So that sounds good too. Now that is definitely an elective thing that insurance doesn't pay for. But yeah, I'm probably going to try to get that too if I can. Because I don't know why I'm terrified of dentists and dentistry, but I just am. Anyway, enough belly aching. I got groceries to unload, and I got a PR to finish for work before my last day ends. And yeah, I'm going to go take care of all that. I've got to drive down to the park, basically, to return my equipment, my laptop and docking station and keyboard and that stuff. There isn't too much, but I need to give it back to them. So I'll be recording another video probably. Oh, that's a pretty cat. It's a gray one. I've never seen that one. Anyway, right. I'm going to stop. This is the worst close ever. I'll catch you guys later. Probably another video today because I'm going to rant and rave on my drive down there. But yeah, catch you guys later. Take care.